So here I really like how the light is hitting this building. So that would be the main point of interest in the photo I want to take. Quite fascinated by this electric pole here in Japan. I really like how the letters or the characters are made in like 3D almost. You see, it's not just printed on the storefront. So here we are once again in the streets of Hiroshima. I will be shooting with my Sony a7IV and my quite recently acquired 35mm f2.8, but the Sony Zeiss version. And my intention today is heading to the new football stadium that has just been finished to be built. Let's see if there is new photo opportunities there. It's quite bright this morning, so maybe there's some light and shadow stuff to play with. So let's head over there. Pretty nice light here with the streetcar. I'll try to enjoy the light while it lasts, because I checked the weather forecast and we have some light maybe until 8 or 9 o'clock. It is now just a little bit before 8. Let's try to make something out of this. From here I can see the new stadium, and we see the Hiroshima castle just behind it. But at 35 we won't see a lot of things, so but what if we do something and try to incorporate some of these leaves? Could add a little bit more of visual interest into all that. So here, I don't know if you can really see that, but I want to play with the combination of the blue, very blue sky, that little red part of this building, and the green from this tree. So I'll try to compose that either at 35 or stepping again into crop mode to have some sort of an abstract composition, and let's see if it works. Here we have interesting textures on this lamppost. So yeah, I think it's pretty simple. And again, I think I have to step into 50mm to have a simpler composition, because I don't want to have any of the background. I really just want the texture on this pole. Maybe here it's a bit nicer. Basically here what I like is the light coming through these poles, making little individual pockets of light. We have further down there an area that is quite bright to make any subject appear as a silhouette, which I really like in my photos in general. And we have this light that is going all the way there, so it adds another leading line to where I want to place my subject. So that is definitely a quite strong composition. So what I do is I focus there first with my back button focusing method. I just have to focus once, and then if I press on the shutter, it's not focusing anymore, so I don't have to worry about this. Then I adjust my exposure compensation, and I lock my exposure, and once you have everything locked, you just have to wait for the right moment to trigger the shutter. Someone there. What about that? I kind of like this scene. You have the beautiful Hiroshima castle in the background, and they are still building the park that is coming along with the stadium. There will be a nice park to chill just next to the stadium, so it will be quite cool, but it's still under construction, so I like this contrast between the very beautiful castle, Japanese castle in the background, and still very under construction area here. So definitely gonna take this shot. 35 again is a bit wide here, because then I have to choose whether I include this kind of not so good looking blue barrier. I don't know what they are called, but either I stay at 35 and I move up my composition, and the castle ends up on the bottom third, and we have a kind of a lot of negative space with the sky with no particular clouds or whatever. I also like that, actually, placing on the bottom third. We still see the construction and we have a lot of negative space. This is quite cool. Or I step into 50mm crop mode. It's not 50mm crop mode, actually, it's 35mm crop mode that makes a 50mm with that lens. So now at 50mm we also have a nice composition, and here I can really place the castle at the center. So here again, if we have someone walking down this path, could be a nice shot. It's backlit, so here I think it's gonna look okay. The guy is not really walking perfectly in the center, but pretty lucky with the light so far. Here I'm gonna wait for someone to walk down there, so I like how the castle is framed by all these like poles and platform up there, and it is still the main subject of this photo, but it is a very small element on this frame. And as it is, I think it's quite interesting, but we can even improve if maybe someone is walking down there. We could have a human subject to further enhance this photo. Now the light is a little bit gone, but once it will be back, there will be a bit more contrast from here, which is quite dark. There will be pretty bright with the light hitting that part. And here again, like, because it is overall quite dark, the camera tries to make everything looks properly exposed. So I had to bring down the exposure compensation to -1.3. I focus on the castle, and now I just have to wait for things to develop. Light coming in, maybe a subject walking down there. Is there something to play with? This puddle. I think so, yeah. Just have to be out of the frame. Let's see what we can do here with these high contrast scene. Again, here we can wait for someone to step into this brighter part of the frame, and since we are backlit, it will create again like a silhouette. So I like also when people are just not recognizable in my pictures. Like, it's more about the composition, about that location. The subject is here just to add a human presence. So the weather changed quite drastically. It is now very gray outside. So with my Sony a7IV, Hiroshima is not a city where you have crazy busy areas. So if I want to shoot and capture people, 35 can be a bit wide, so I have to get quite close, which is not necessarily something I want to do today. Kind of like that scene with this little shop in the foreground, and maybe we can have someone walking in the background to add a little bit more life to it. With the parking sign too, looks kind of cool. Now I have to compose in a way not to include too much of this side of the shop, because then you have some pipe and stuff. So I try to compose in a way to clean that right part, so it's quite clean on the right. Left seems okay too, otherwise I can do a little cropping in post. And now we just have to wait for an appropriate subject to step in. Okay. It can also be a visual note, you know. I like that composition. I couldn't take the perfect shot today, but I will keep it in my memory and come back maybe with different light at a different time of the day. some reflective material, so maybe we can try some sort of a reflection shot. So now I can face the other side of the road. Here with my back button focus method, I focus where I want to, where I expect my subject to step in. Should be around this walking path. I'm at 5.6, so I have a decent amount of depth of field. And then I look at these reflection and play with it to find something that works. And last step is waiting for a subject. Or I could wait for them to go in this little part where it's kind of blurry. That could be also quite interesting. The trick with these reflection shots, like you move only a few centimeters your camera, it can change quite a lot the result. So you really have to persevere and try different angles, different variations. Again, here is the combination of texture, colors, old materials, a bit newer materials that are a bit more shiny, that triggered me. And there is no like right or wrong subject. You should take pictures of anything that triggers your curiosity, your interest. Kind of like that we couldn't see his head behind the sign. Here I'm framing my subject between these little bush or tree, this thing on the left. Again, I missed a pretty interesting opportunity there, but yeah, that's the way it is. So here we have another interesting one. I'm gonna take a picture of this little reflective surface, and it's showing this little street on the opposite side. So now I just have to focus there first. Let's put the camera at f4 or something. Then frame that. And if I can include a little bit of this foreground, a little bit more color, I think it works better.